Hi, I'm Mike Holtzclaw, Communications Coordinator for the City of Hampton. I'm guest hosting this edition of Round Robin. And today, my guest is Quineshia Leonard, Hampton High School graduate and member of the United States National Women's Tackle Football Team. Quineshia, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you are getting ready to go and play for the World Championships in Finland
Yes.
next month. You getting excited about that?
I've been excited since tryouts. Like I'm beyond excited.
The U.S. has won the championship a few times, correct?
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, we're going for a 5-peat this year.
5-peat.
Yep.
Nice. So I'm gonna let's backtrack a little bit. I want to find out because I'm guessing a lot of the people who are watching this are saying, "Women play tackle football." I didn't know that was a thing. Your sports background was in basketball, right?
Yes.
You played basketball at Hampton and at Norfolk State.
Yes, I did.
You're 6'2".
Yep.
Have you always been tall for your age?
Yes, I've always been tall. Both of my parents are tall, so it was just meant to be.
When you were younger, and even when you were in high school, was a lot of girls who stand out in that way, who are taller than the boys, can be self-conscious about it. Was that something that you always enjoyed, or did sports help you come to terms with that?
I was very self-conscious about my height up until about college, because that's when you really get to open up to the world and see that there are actually people that are taller than you, because high school, it wasn't too many people. Sports definitely helped me be more confident in myself and realize that like my height is a blessing and not a curse.
That's good. And you were a good basketball player. Did you play other sports growing up?
Not officially. I mean, I would play like volleyball in the gym, or I ran track a little bit in high school. In middle school, I'm sorry. But basketball was my main sport.
Did you watch football growing up? Do you have a favorite team?
Nope, I did not watch football. I didn't want to play football. Like, you could ask me to go out and play with the neighborhood kids and stuff. I was not doing it. Football was not on my radar at all.
So how did it get on your radar? Because again, most people, and I'm guessing this was true of you a few years ago, never heard of women playing tackle football.
Yeah.
And you're not an NFL fan. How did you first hear about the idea of women's football?
My best friend, Jasmine, who I actually met, she was my teammate at Norfolk State. She was playing flag football, and she asked me to come down and play with her in North Carolina. So I would go down and play a few games with her, but it wasn't anything serious. And then I wanted to stay active when COVID hit, and I found a flag team here, and it just snowballed into playing tackle.
So how did you first hear about tackle football for women?
At my job, I was working at a chiropractor's office, and this lady told me about a local team here who played tackle football, and I reached out, but I never did anything about playing at first. And then once COVID hit and I wanted to get back active, I reached out again to them, and I ended up joining their team.
What made you want to play tackle football? Because flag football, you get all the physical activity, but you don't get beat up. You don't finish a game bruised. What made you say, I want to hit people, I want to get hit and not just play flag football?
The owner of the team that I was playing for locally called me and said that they were going to go pro. And we would have the opportunity to be paid as women athletes. And that has always been one of my goals, to be a professional women's athlete. So I had never put on pads before. I never even thought about playing tackle, but I said, why not? I think I'm good enough to do it, and it's something that will be I will be one of the first to be a part of this. So let's just see where it goes, and it's went.
So you play for a team called the Washington Prodigy.
Yes, I do.
In what is the name of the league?
WNFC, the Women's National Football Conference.
How many teams are there?
Right now there are 17 teams around the nation. Yep.
And when does the season run?
The first game starts in April and it runs until June.
You play at a high school stadium in Anacostia.
Yep.
And you play defensive tackle.
Yep.
Did you have a choice between playing on the? You're obviously going to play on the line.
Yeah.
You don't look like a wide receiver.
No.
Did you have a choice between offensive or defensive line, or were you naturally?
I started off playing both offensive and defensive line. When I got to the Prodigy, I was really adamant about wanting to play defensive line because it just felt better to me. I do play some offensive line when they need me with the Prodigy, but my main position is defensive line.
Now, why were you adamant? Why was defensive line what you wanted to do?
I really love hitting people. Like, I really love getting through that line and trying to get to that quarterback or get to that running back. Like, it does something amazing to me in order, like, to be able to make those plays. So defensive line was where it's at for me.
To people who have never played football, if you watch offensive and defensive lines, it just kind of looks like brute force. It looks like big, strong people pushing and shoving. There's a lot of technique that you need to learn, right?
Yes.
How hard was that for you? Not only had you never played football, you'd never really even watched football. How much did you have to learn about how to use your body and how to use your hands to get toward that quarterback?
I had to learn a lot. I basically started from ground zero, but I had some amazing trainers. I've trained with 5-Star Lineman Academy in Las Vegas with Coach Roll. I train now with First String Sports. And I had some just amazing teachers that wanted to teach me, wanted to help me learn how to play. And then just being a natural athlete helped me as far as like my footwork. I already had good footwork, and I already knew how to use my body, so that helped a lot.
When you first went for the tryouts for the league, did you try out for the Washington team or did you try out for the league as a whole?
I actually did not try out officially during their national tryout day because I was late coming onto the team. I called the general manager, the owner, and the head coach of the team, and I had a conversation with them on Zoom, and then they let me know that I could come out to practice, and that was kind of my tryout. They seen me at practice, and I guess they liked me.
Were you pretty confident? I mean, again, having never played this and you didn't grow up around football even, were you pretty confident at your ability to play at that level?
Not all the time. I knew that I had the skills and the knowledge from working with 5-Star Lineman Academy and working with First String Sports, but I had never been in the situations in game-like situations, and I was a little nervous, but going to practice, going hard in practice every time, it really helped me. And then after that first game, I was hooked.
I was just going to ask, was there a moment where, whether it was in practice or in a game, where you realized not only I can do this, but I could be good at this? Was there a moment where it really clicked? This is my thing.
Well, the first game definitely solidified everything. But going to the trainers and seeing how they reacted to the things that I would do, even when I didn't know, like it was just sheer, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it just came naturally, and seeing how they responded to that, it was like, okay, I think I can do this. Like if I just keep working hard and if I keep studying and if I keep going to my workouts. But after that first game, going up against another team that doesn't know me or what I'm going to do, it was amazing.
And this was your first year with the Prodigy?
Yes.
And you made All-Pro.
Yes, I did.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So now you're going up for the All-Pro awards this week?
Yes, we have a game this weekend. I actually not only made All-Pro, but I made All-Pro captain as well. And I also found out that I'm up for Trench Player of the Year. So,
wow.
Yep.
Congratulations on that. What is, you played basketball and you were a center, so there's a lot of banging around under the basket, but I'm guessing it's nothing compared to the physical beating you take in a football game and football practices. How does your body feel after a game? What hurts?
Literally everything. Everything hurts. From my head down to my toes, everything hurts, especially when we're playing those big teams that are super physical and they really know what they're doing on the line. Everything hurts, but luckily my trainers at Norfolk State, the athletic training staff there, they still allow me to come and get ice baths and get any type of rehab that I need. So that helps me a lot to get my body ready for the next game.
You have a son and a daughter. Do they come out and watch you play?
Yep, they do. They do. My son says that's his favorite team.
What do they think about watching mom knock people around?
My son, he loves it. My daughter, she's more timid. She says she wants to play football, but I don't think she's going to play. We'll see in a couple years. But my son, he really loves it. I'm getting him into football now, and he always says Washington Prodigy is his favorite team. And he yells through the house like Hollywood, like he does all of that. Like he loves it.
Hollywood is your nickname on the team. Now, why is that?
The team that I play for locally, one of my teammates' mom, she started calling me Hollywood out of the blue, and like she was talking to me one day and she kept saying Hollywood, and I'm like, who are you talking about? And she was like, I'm talking about you. And I'm like, why? Like, my name isn't Hollywood. And she was like, no, that's what I call you because you always look so pretty. You have your lashes and you have your hair done, even though you're out there playing football. And I'm like, okay, like I guess. And then it stuck, and now everybody calls me that.
But that's something that you want to come out of this women's football is you. Right now, people don't really know about it, but you want people and you want little girls to understand this is something that they could grow up to do.
Yeah. Listening to a lot of the women who play football and listening to their stories and how they were little and they always wanted to play, but their parents wouldn't allow them to play with the boys, or somehow they weren't able to play with the boys, or they were only able to be kickers. Like, having this space for women and for girls to grow up and be a part of is just amazing. And having, like, building something for them to look forward to it makes everything worth it.
What are you looking forward to most about the World Championships in Finland, which start on July 28th?
The entire experience for me, I've never played internationally before. I've never went overseas to play. So, like, just being able to see other women from other countries and how they play football and how we line up against those women in the other countries is going to be pretty cool. And I'm just ready to see what I can do when I get out there.
How much do you know about the other countries you'll be playing against? Again, a lot of people did not know we played women's football here in the U.S. I don't know how widespread it is in the world. Do you know how good some of these other teams are?
I actually don't know myself. My coaches from the USA, we have Zoom calls and they talk about it a little bit as far as scouting, but we haven't really gotten deep into it. I think they're going to do that more so when we get to training camp in July.
Now, the players have to largely fund themselves to go.
Yes.
How is your fundraising coming along?
It's going. My donations have been moving a little bit slow, but I do make T-shirts in order to help fund not only my Finland trip, but my Prodigy dues as well. And I'm just been working really hard to get everything done. And
you basically, each player more or less has to cover your own expenses for the travel to the World Championships.
Yeah.
How can people donate?
You can donate through my GoFundMe. You can donate through PayPal. I have a PayPal account, Custom Creations. That's my T-shirt business.
Custom Creations with
a Q. With a Q. Yeah. You can donate through Cash App.
You've got a link up on your Facebook page?
Yes, I have everything linked on my Facebook page. Yeah.
That's great. Well, Quineshia Leonard, thank you so much for coming in today. This has been Round Robin. I'm Mike Holtzclaw. I am the Communications Coordinator with Hampton, and I am guest hosting today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.